You see the rules right there. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Got Justin Spears from ESPN Radio, Spears and Ali today. Joining me. Good morning, Justin.
Buenos dias.
All right, and there was a lot of things that I want to talk to you about, but I know you got to get ready for your show.
Yeah.
And I mean, first off, just like everyone else on Twitter, totally consumed with the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef and all the rap battle songs they've been releasing this weekend. They literally released an hour's worth of music just talking smack about each other, and we'll get to that. Because I know people are like, what's some middle-aged sports white guys have to think about these snaps? But first, there was a debut of a combat league on ESPN that happened this weekend that caught my attention and freaked me the hell out because this is a real thing. Join us, Ali. And that is the Pillow Fight Championship. This is a real deal, and this is much like dodgeball. This is one of ESPN's, like the Ocho.
Okay.
As far as what channel it airs on. Now, see that I'll get into before I show you some clips of this that happened over the weekend. Let me break down these rules for you. Okay. Now, this is the softest combat sport ever invented. Obviously,
Okay. Yeah.
It's so soft you can sleep on it. Now, it's all about scoring, right? So strikes to the head, you get a point. 360 strikes to the head. You ever have like a pillow fight with your friend?
Yeah.
And then pull the ninja moves out and you spin around and clock them upside the dome? That's worth 3 points. So people are spinning like crazy. A knockdown is 5 points. An unbalanced leg strike is 1 point. And then a knockdown, the fighter has 10 to get up, and then it's kind of like boxing rules. Okay, so these pillows that they use, you'll be able to see on the monitor here. As I watched too much of this, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah, like here's an example. Let's see if I can play some audio here. So now they got branded pillows with handles. It basically looks like a travel bag.
Yeah.
And then this one has the Dr. Pepper pillow against this reality TV star who I recognize from MTV's The Challenge. He goes by the name Turbo, and he's crazy. He's in this league for whatever reason. And then they just full-blown pillow fight.
You know what's really amazing?
What?
There's people in the stands.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's a packed house.
Yeah, dude.
What's going on?
It's a draw. And there's like massive sponsors. Dr. Pepper, Manscaped. This is all massive sponsors for the debut of a pillow fighting like championship. They have a belt and everything. They had a female fight that happened, and and I don't think there was any blood or anyone was knocked out, but this is a real thing. People are watching, completely engaged. So it's slow sports season, basically, right?
My biggest thing is how much money do these people make?
Oh, they're not nothing. I guarantee you. I mean, first off, this is a debut, right? So these guys are getting paid less than single A baseball players.
Sure.
Yeah, they're just there for the love of the sport.
Well,
And how much do they charge people?
Yeah,
to go
I was
watch
gonna
it?
say, gentlemen, if this takes off, I got a $1 million idea for us.
What's that?
The floor is lava. Games.
They already have that.
They've got that.
They
too?
got that. It's on Netflix, dude.
The floor is lava games. Yeah.
There's somewhere out there. There's a boardroom in Hollywood, basically brainstorming and be like, what games did we play as a child that we can make a full blown real life adult league today? And pillow fighting is the latest terrible idea that was thrown on there. So again, this is going to be on ESPN's like lower down the ESPN market, and maybe they're just that thirsty for content.
ESPN ate the Ocho.
Yeah, that's what all the Ocho jokes were made, and I'll go to the rabbit hole on the podcast broadcast of all the little clips they have. Like I said, there wasn't a good knockout. And I'm sure it was their debut event, so I'm sure they were hoping for a knockout.
Yeah.
To kind of boost the views.
It's cool to see the different fighting styles. Like now we're seeing like phone booth fighting where two guys are getting inside of a phone booth and you can't go anywhere. You're
Russia.
stuck right next to each other. So you're just punching each other inside this phone booth for a minute.
This is why we're softer than Russia, right? So Russia,
there's a lot of reasons why you say that.
But as far as their like combat sports, they're literally locking people up in a phone booth and be like, knock each other's heads off. We're like, hey, grab a pillow and do some spinning roundhouses to get more points. It's not even comparable, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the phrase, I wish we could be Russia. I'm not sure I agree with that in any circumstance.
Yeah.
Including, man, they just really beat the hell out of each other more than we do. I'm going to have to respectfully disagree, fellas.
That's fair.
Well, and it's colder over there too. So I don't know. It's just when you take the punches over in Russia, it's just harder on your body.
It's a big country, man. There's like
that's true.
Yeah, they got some nice areas.
The temperatures vary between the Caspian Sea and their neighbors to Europe. I mean, it's
not all just around the North Pole. We know that. Now, Ollie, while we have you in here, you are you guys? Can I mention that you're going to make a major announcement today at 9? Is that what's?
Well, it's this morning at some point. Check your social media feeds. Our title sponsor will reveal themselves for the Arizona Bowl. And I don't know how else to say it, man. You guys are all going to poop your pants.
Yep. Yeah.
This is one of those moments that you're like, man, I can't believe this is happening in Tucson.
Right.
That phrase is going to go through your head. And then we're going to have a press conference today at 1:30 to talk a little bit more about it. But I am so stoked. This is so good for our community. This is going to be so immense.
Nice.
There's nothing I can say that will overstate it.
Yeah.
And well, the last sponsor was Barstool Sports, which is a national brand. They did a couple of years here. Of course, COVID kind of interrupted that. And that was a big deal. That was a big sponsor. And then I see the level of excitement in your eyes. So you're saying, Barstool Sports, with all due respect, was nice and it was moving in the right direction. But this is even like far superior than that, even bigger than that as far as a reach and branding is concerned.
Yeah. I mean, it's
has nothing to do with Barstool. It's just this sponsor's just
massive.
Barstool was great. We had a great relationship. They were a good partner. This would be, I would call it the next step. And I don't know if there's a step beyond this.
Okay. Yeah. So tip of the iceberg, like as far as getting a sponsor, a title sponsor.
This is a multi-year deal with a title sponsor that is world renowned.
Wow. Nice. Now, are you like on the board of directors? What's your official position with Barstool?
He's the guy who delivered the bowl game.
Okay, the Arizona Bowl. So
he conceived the bowl game.
The founder and everything else. So to make something like this happen, how long is it in the works to get a deal going on? Do you court them or do they come after you? What's it work like?
I mean, are you talking about getting the bowl game off the ground or just trying to get a title sponsor?
Well, you've already got the bowl game off the ground. Yeah. So getting the title sponsor and getting the bigger and better title sponsors as it goes, because its inception, it's not even like 10 years old now, right?
Right. We started in 2015. So
right. Yeah.
This was, basically year-long discussion. Started really at our last bowl game when our title sponsor visited us and experienced the game, and or at least the people associated with the enterprise visited us and continued to talk, and it just all came together. I mean, this when you all hear who the title sponsor of the Arizona Bowl is this year, this is not a home run.
Yeah,
this is a grand slam if 8 people are on base.
Yeah, I can see the level of excitement on you. Like, you can't wait to let the cat out of the bag, which is fantastic. So, you got to keep an eye on social media, and that's the best way we can say it. The official press conference is today at 1:30.
Yeah.
Is that a public press conference, or, who's just like local media outlets are going to cover it?
Yeah, it's going to be packed house, and there's going to be this is going to be nationally reported.
Okay, nice.
Everybody's going to be talking. I mean, I'm really trying to tell you
without telling me. I know
everybody in the nation is going to be talking about this.
So does this
every talk show, late night talk show, every sports show, ESPN, it's going to be this is going to be something that Tucson is going to definitely be on the map.
All right, so that was Ali talking about the Arizona Bowl this morning, and we're keeping an eye out for the official announcement. It hasn't been said yet. We have an inkling of who it may be, and it is exciting. So we're going to reveal that during this broadcast as soon as I see the official post. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag and mess things up, right? Rock 102.1 KFMA is Beef Vegan Presents. That is, of course, the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy. We got new music from Nothing More that I'm going to play. You can join us on the broadcast as Mari and I are hanging out. Mm-hmm. And coming up next, you got your TMI top 5 things that make people more attractive. Over the weekend, I was at the gas station and in line, and a girl, I'll be honest with you, she's kind of like crackheadish, right?
Oh, okay.
I know. And so a little talky and stuff, and then she just goes, you remind me, you look like, you look and sound like my friend Scott, and I'm like, oh, is Scott a good looking guy? And she goes, whoa. And I'm like, okay, say no more. Get out of here. All right, so if we do one of these 5 things, maybe I'd be more attractive in the eyes of a crackhead. We'll find out as what they are. But you can join us on the podcast broadcast for some improbable situations with Mari. YouTube.com/BeFegan or on our Facebook page. But keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Hey, make up your mind. You're going to join us on the stream? You're going to keep it on the radio? I don't know where I'm directing them, Mari. It's Monday.
All over the place.
Yeah. And I will tell you this, as far as being more attractive, according to this list, nailing it. I should be George Clooney on my level of attractiveness. And I will say that on Saturday, I went to the Centurion party. I didn't get to see too many people because I wasn't there that long. I had a family emergency happen, and that led me driving around the TCC for over 2 hours searching for my teenage daughter who happened to be at the TCC. I was so mad. Anyways, I was dressed to impress with, a modern day swag where I had my suit, right? It's like a blue suit, like not like a navy blue, but like a good blue, right?
Yeah.
With a white button up shirt. I was wearing my Arizona hat that I wear forward and some fresh, clean sneaks that I actually got at Burlington for $20.
Wow, what a deal.
Fuck yeah, dude. I didn't know there was a Burlington so close to me because it's the one on Broadway. And I was just like, Burlington. So I got 2 pairs of shoes, one for 20, one for 13. And they were my new favorite shoes. And I'm like, okay, now I'm become a shoe person as long as Burlington keeps, busting it out. And the brands, they're like, nobody's rocking these brands anymore. The sneakers that I wore with the suit were Echoes.
Oh, Echoes.
Yeah, skate shoe, whatever. Okay, if you're gonna be a snob about it, then obviously we're not clicking when you see the suit. Maybe that's why I wasn't there that long at the Centurion event, unfortunately. But I was walking around. And I want to feel like there was a couple eyes going my way, just be like, that guy looks good.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so. I don't know. But
you planted some seeds.
Yeah, I saw my bosses. They were impressed. Mac didn't even recognize me. He's just like, oh, you're so not ugly. I didn't even know who the fuck you were. Oh, thanks, Mac.
You did look pretty fresh.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I showed her a selfie that I took, but I didn't send that selfie to anybody. And I wasn't wearing my jacket either, but I was looking slim in that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even Photoshop.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like it would be if I uploaded on a dating site. Make myself V-shaped.
The fake muscles.
All day long. I show up first dates like, what happened to you? I'm like, I got stung by a bee and it's allergies, baby. It's allergies. Just a little puffy, but it'll go down in 6 to 8 months.
Totally believable.
Yeah, totally. All right, let's get into our top 5 here. Thank you guys all for joining the stream as well. As we got a lot. Oh, we already got some people commenting here. Let me just double check to see if anything was announced officially so I could see. Okay, actually, yeah, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Let's do this. I got something to share on the stream right now. This from Twitter. Our announcer and sponsor of the Arizona Bowl, coming from the man himself, an icon, a legend, Snoop Dogg. Here's Snoop making this announcement via his Twitter page. Let's hear what Snoop has to say, and hopefully I don't have to hit the dump button. We'll see.
College football fans are exhausted by the constant talk around NIL, conference realignment, coach movement, transfer portal, and super conferences. So it's time that we get back to the roots of college football, when it was focused on the colleges, the players, the competition, the community, the fan experience, and the pageantry. Being a fan, coach, supporter of all levels of the game, I sent many players through my SYFL to colleges and the NFL. So it's only fitting that I step up and help get this thing right. I'm ready to bring the juice back to college football.
OJ's coming back?
And I'm taking my talents. That's right.
Oh, snap.
To Arizona.
Yeah.
Believe me, Arizona, baby. I'm here to announce the new collaboration, the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop. The game will be played on December 28th at the University of Arizona Stadium in Tucson, Arizona. I'll be there. Will you be there? Well, guess what? We'll see you there.
There you go. Wow. Okay, so maybe didn't overly freak out, but that's a big deal. Snoop Dogg, sponsored by Gin and Juice, the brand that him and Dre have started. Apparently, that's kind of like a White Claw type of hard seltzer, and that's happening at the Arizona Bowl. So Gin and Juice will be there. There'll probably be like some good smelling air happening, and we went from Barstool Arizona Sports to Snoop Dogg's Arizona Bowl.
I like that.
You do like it?
I do.
All right, what do you guys think? Snoop Dogg, good fit? Is that a massive sponsor and putting the Arizona Bowl on the map? I'd like to congratulate Kim Adair and Ali Farang, who are behind making this move happen. And at 1:30 today, they're going to have a press conference that they're going to be hosting. And maybe the man himself is going to be at the press conference. By the way, Snoop D-O-double-G is coming to Tucson to host a party and a football game that's happening on the 28th. And Taco said on the stream, I know where I'm getting high on December 28th. I don't even think you need to get high on December 28th. You just walk around downtown on December 28th, you're going to end up getting a contact high. It's going to smell fantastic. And a lot of people are celebrating here on the stream. So you can join us, youtube.com/pfegan. But once again, it was just officially announced by the man himself, Snoop D-O-double-G is going to be sponsoring the Arizona Bowl. All right, we got your TMI Top 5 coming up next on Beefegan Presents after music from Everlast. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1. That's a big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah,
Tucson, Arizona. Get Snoop Dogg.
Get Snoop Dogg. Getting Snoopy. Doing and Gin and Juice, which will be there. Arizona Bowl. It has a pretty nice little logo to it. Looks a little fresh. Let's see what the logo looks like here. That's pretty nice design there. Keep in mind, a KFMA digital staff, these are what designs should look like when you announce stuff, even though they probably did use AI to come up with the desert landscape.
It looks like a Mount Lemon. No.
That's an AI landscape for sure. They're like, AI, make me an image of Arizona's desert. And that's what happened. But
boom.
Yeah. The green hat, the gin and juice. And yeah, that's a big deal. So Ali, when he was in earlier, he didn't tell me. And we had listeners speculate because Snoop Dogg actually did post on Twitter last night that he's taking his talents to Arizona. So we had a couple phone calls about it, around 8:00. And I went to Ali and I was like, Snoop Dogg? I cracked the case. And he was just like, you son of a bitch. Yeah. Don't say anything. I'm like, all right. Even though technically we were just on the air speculating Snoop Dogg for about 15 minutes. But I won't officially say anything until it was announced. And that's what it is. So Snoop Dogg, December 28th. Does that mean, is Snoop Dogg going to host a party, like a block party around that time? He's not going to necessarily do the taco drop because, that's going to be 3 days later for New Year's Eve. But, as you want to make this bowl a big deal, not only for ratings, but attendance and, everything else that's involved because this is a branded event, then there might be a celebration and some shows when legendary Snoop Dogg happening downtown in, a junction with the Arizona Bowl.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah. Stoked. Are you stoked?
I'm stoked. I think it's going to be so great. Yeah. And I never really get excited about the Arizona Bowl, but I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, exactly. And Snoop, the last few years, and this is the thing that's cool about the Arizona Bowl, because it's not like one of the big 5, right, national games. And so they have the kind of creativity that other festival bowl games don't have. And Barstool Sports showed this, exhibited this over the last couple of years, is they essentially took over the game. They had their own sideline reporters. They're doing their own little bits. And they made it a Barstool type of event. And with Snoop Dogg, maybe halftime performance by Snoop Dogg or somebody in that realm. Don't hold your breath for Eminem or
because they have had performers, but they're kind of Barstool had performers, right?
Yeah. Barstool had performers. One year, Scott Stapp was set to perform, but I think COVID stopped that. Right. I wouldn't expect Scott Stapp to be on the halftime lineup show this year. I would think that anyone that may be on the halftime show might be in the realm of hip hop.
Yeah, and I think that's amazing. I mean, Snoop Dogg reaches so many different people.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. Speaking of the world of hip hop, this weekend was taken over by Kendrick Lamar and Drake with all their diss songs.
I haven't. Why? Why are they doing that?
I'll play you some of those here in a little bit on the stream. But first, I'll let you go to the bathroom. Earlier this morning, we did a confession session. And in case you missed it, I'm not ready yet. In case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Check it out. Mari's nervous about giving advice, but I feel like, she is wise beyond her years. And so we hacked Weirdo's email account and got some confession sessions together for this Monday morning. These are anonymous confessions sent to weirdo@kfma.com, which you can continue to do so until Mari gets her email address up and running. So what are some of these anonymous confessions you came across here, Mari?
Okay, so let's see which one to go with first.
How about the first one?
All right. Every time I buy dog food, I buy a second bag for me to eat for breakfast in the morning.
Oh.
Wife leaves before me for work, so I'm yet to be caught. This has been going on for 13 years. Yeah.
Jesus. That's a lot to wrap your mind around. Maybe it is nutritious. I mean, you're probably getting the good stuff for yourself and the cheap stuff for your dog, which makes you a terrible human and dog owner. And if your wife is kissing you when she gets home, like, don't you have dog food breath?
Well, it's for breakfast, so maybe he's had lunch and like a snack before he sees her.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I want to clown on this guy, but at the same time, I'm not his doctor. If he gets like blood results back and he's like in tip top shape, I'm like, oh, we figured it out.
Yeah,
he's a biohacker. All he needed was Purina the whole time. I mean, I know it's edible if dogs can eat it, but still, that sounds disgusting, dude.
Yikes.
So, yeah, thanks for that confession. Oh, give us another confession here.
Okay, after a pee, I use my socked foot to wipe the drips off the toilet rim. Saves having to wipe it off with toilet paper.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah, dude. We got some pretty gross listeners, man. That's going to not only eventually over White Sox turn them yellow, and then prevent the athlete's foot, maybe. Again, I'm still trying to look at the silver lining. I know I'm not a doctor, you're not a doctor. We don't know unless we do it, right?
True.
I will also lift up the seat. Try that and try to get inside the toilet. So
Great advice.
Yeah, you don't have to wipe it down with your sock, dude. So gross. This another married guy? How many grosser married people are out there? That's insane. All right, I'll give you another one here.
Okay, hooked up with a guy. To my horror, upon orgasm, he shouted, "Yabba dabba doo." That should have been the end of it. Couldn't believe he did it again the next time as well.
Hey, there you go. I mean, that's how you celebrate a win.
No.
Really?
No.
Okay, so what should a guy shout?
Nothing.
I mean, you got to shout something in celebration. Yeah, I say babuski, which is not yabba dabba doo, but that does explain a lot, though. No callbacks, but a celebratory like shout when you get things done, that's an accomplishment in its own right. Man, they're always constantly kind of, it's the obligation and the goal to be able to submit a job well done. And it's, the pressure and the stress of, meeting somebody and, getting that job done is not easy to do for some. So if you do manage to make it happen, just take the dub. Like the woman, she got the win. She got the O that some guys can't deliver. And then he had a little celebratory shout. Yabba dabba doo.
Twice.
Yeah. I wonder if he said it like Adam Sandler. And it was just like yabba dabba doo.
Oh.
No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to like turn you off. You can turn you off after. It's like you already finished. So
true.
Yeah, here comes the turn off. If it was part of foreplay, totally bad. All right, give me one more confession here, Mari.
Okay, I'm a postman, and when I'm delivering a package, which is obviously drugs, I just keep the drugs for myself. What are they going to do? Complain that the postman stole their drugs?
Oh, wow. That's brilliant. And how do you know if like a postage is obviously drugs? And
that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, and don't they like have? Apparently, they don't have protocol when mailing stuff out because the U.S. Postal Service is so desperate for business, they'll take whatever.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Wow. Yeah, and then that's the tip. I mean, honestly, that's how it is. If they're doing illegal activity and you're like, yeah, you're going to complain to Amazon about that? Probably not. Probably not. So, postmen, maybe they don't get paid as much as they should.
No, absolutely not.
No, it's a tough job. I know that we have a lot of U.S. postal workers that listen to the show. So, shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys. And where are my drugs? I've been patiently waiting for that and my Roadrunners check. Those are two things that are not coming in the mail. I need one to help me offset the other too.
Yes,
so.
exactly.
All right, that's a confession session. Let's hit the reset. We come back. We're going to reveal who the big sponsor is for the Arizona Bowl, global icon. Which we did. We did. No Diddy. And you spelled Diddy wrong, Aaron, but that's okay. And yeah, so Snoop Dogg, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more announcements there. Just posted on the Instagram, did all that. There's official graphic. It's pretty cool. I'm excited for them and for Ali. Like we talked with Ali earlier this morning, right? And he's the man behind getting the Arizona Bowl. I had to lobby for it and kind of, put his money where his mouth is, bring everyone together. And I could just imagine it's one of those like impossible feats. He was able to get it up and running, and this is just a huge accomplishment for him. And I'm very proud of him and happy for him.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was giddy. In the video from earlier this morning, I don't know if you could see it in his eyes, but he wanted to let the cat out of the bag or the dog out of the bag so bad.
The dog.
Puns all day.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and he's just on cloud 9. So good for Ali.
Yeah, that's a huge gain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you can't think of like anyone. I mean, obviously, there's modern day people that are a little like hotter on the charts, but talk about legends.
Iconic.
Yeah, iconic. I mean, when he said it, and he was he was selling it like, this is a global icon, and we're like, well, who could it be? I didn't even think Snoop.
Yeah, about brands.
Yeah, I'm like, actually, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Snoop does make sense, and
I mean, that's like Super Bowl level, kind of.
Yeah. Did I expect someone else? I kind of did, but I didn't have a top suspect. Like I couldn't actually I couldn't narrow it down. I'm like, who the hell would it be then? And I was thinking of a brand like a Coca-Cola or something like that.
We had brand on the brain.
But it does make sense for something like the Arizona Bowl to be individually sponsored, and there's a company behind it with Gin and Juice being the alcohol company. So that's what it's for. I don't think Dr. Dre is going to show up to the Arizona Bowl, but that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sure maybe he'll have a pre-record.
He'll be like, what up, Tucson? Dr. Dre. Make some noise and drink some gin and juice. Available at your local supermarket.
That's how he sounds.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Identical.
Thank you. I've been working on my Dre impersonation.
It's really good.
Thanks. Hey, can you give me a Dre impersonation?
I mean, no.
I think you can. All right, give me a Snoop Dogg impersonation.
Snoop double dog. Snoop double G.
Yeah, I already messed it up. All right, it's double dog. You're thinking of dares now. You're not thinking of rappers. And yeah, I think that was.
Wait, did it say D-O double G?
Yeah, D-O double G.
D-O double G.
Yeah, Snoop D-O double G.
Why?
Because there's 2 G's at the end of dog.
Why did he do that?
Why did he do that?
Yeah.
Well, branding and street cred.
Snoop D-O double G.
Yeah. Now they say, like if you don't have the G in your name, it's because the G ain't in you. He's the double G. Yeah.
I get that now.
Yeah. And I guess that was a line from somebody going against MC8.
Who is MC8?
MC8 was a 90s hip hop West Coast gangster rapper, and he had a beef with, I think it was DJ Quick, and then DJ Quick legendarily said, he spells his name without the G because the G ain't in him. He ain't no G. This guy was posing. Now, obviously, I'm on a hip hop kick just because this weekend was all about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. So here's what happened here. Over the past week, Kendrick released a diss track going up against Drake, right?
Right.
Then fans patiently waited for a response. Drake released a response. It was like an 8-minute response. And then within like 30 minutes, Kendrick Lamar released another response.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah. And then they went back and forth releasing songs on YouTube, going at each other and spilling a lot of serious tea. And at one point, Drake even had like a mole inside his camp, like feed Kendrick information that wasn't true to make Kendrick look stupid. And then Kendrick came back and released another song to try to rectify that. But either way, reactors and the hip hop fans are super excited about this weekend. We'll get into a little bit of that right after our on-air rock segment. Rock on 2.1 KFMA, it's Beef Vegan Presents, hanging out here with Mari. And, I want you to agree or disagree with the information that I'm about to give our audience here, Mari.
Yes.
All right, so I'm always about trying to help out my fellow brethren, if you will, especially if you're single and you want to be, perceived as, better looking in the eyes of a potential suitor. I got your back, right? So I came across this pretty fascinating list that not only do I feel like is spot on, but man, I kind of check off every single one. So it's your TMI top 5 things that make you more attractive, period. Okay. Now, this doesn't have to be just for men. This could be for women as well. So if you want to be considered more attractive in the eyes of somebody else, then you want to do these top 5 things. And actually, I have a list of 10, but I'm going to narrow it down to the top 5. Coming in at number 5. And I'm sorry for those of you out there who may have a lazy eye, but they say making eye contact makes you more attractive. Yeah. And again, if you if you have a lazy eye, that's difficult to do. And I understand, I empathize with that. That actually leads me to number 4, showing empathy. See, ladies, I'm feeling bad for people with lazy eyes.
Wow, so empathetic.
Yeah, that's right. I feel their pain.
You do.
Yes. If I see somebody with an eye that is going one way and another eye going the other way, I'm making sure I'm making contact with at least one of those eyes.
Wow.
And let them know that they're being seen and felt. And they can see maybe my eyes tear up a little bit.
Wow.
Because I understand the burden of having a lazy eye.
You are so attractive.
Just calm down. You're like married, okay? I come in at number 3, but I thank you, by the way, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'll come in number 3, being polite and friendly to people in public, especially workers. Oh my God.
You are so polite.
What are the odds of that? I was just thanking you, Mari.
I know.
Wow. I mean, I am super polite though.
Wow.
When you sneeze, what do I say?
Bless you.
Every single time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you're like down the hall, I will run down the hall, go around the corner, shoot out a bless you, and then go back to what I was doing before. There's nobody sneezing around me that doesn't get blessed. Like I'm John Paul, whatever. Not the Beatles, the Pope. One of the popes. I'm the politest Pope. Yes.
Most
absolutely.
polite.
Yes. I thank you. Yeah, especially workers. And not just like coworkers, but just workers in general.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I could say this. I'm pretty sure that the staff at the TCC can all attest for this. And I know a lot of them listen to the show, but I'm uber polite to my crew at the TCC. Not just the people that work for the Roadrunners, but I'm talking about the security.
Yeah.
Everybody there.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to all those people, but you know your boy's polite. And bless you if you're sneezing right now. All right. Number 2. And this is actually more attractive. This will make you more attractive. Because it's all about individuality. You don't want to be a poser like, I like everything you like, girl.
Right.
Yeah. So if you don't have to actually enjoy all of the other person's favorite movies or music, or they take your hobbies and favorites seriously, or when they can be interested in something you're passionate about just because you're interested. Did any of that make sense? Because I feel like it didn't.
I think I got the overall gist. Have your own opinions.
Have your own opinions. And then also, if you're like dating somebody and they show interest in something you're passionate about, that's an attractive trait.
Yeah.
And you can become more attractive. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Knitting? Oh, yeah. Well, then I love knitting. Show me how to knit. You want to do it now? All right. And finally, and I checked this one off with a huge oversized green check.
Okay.
And you can't dispute it.
I
don't think anyone watching the stream at youtube.com/beefvegan can dispute it as well. It is the ability to be silly or have fun with a dumb joke.
Definitely big green check.
Dumb jokes are literally my forte.
That is your bread and butter.
I haven't come up with a smart joke yet.
Nope.
Yeah, but dumb jokes all day long. Knocking them out the park like Ken Griffey Jr. That's a 90s baseball reference.
Wow.
Yes, okay. Shohei Ohtani. That's something more modern, okay? By the way, knock out those dumb jokes all day long. And look at me, super silly, just trying to have fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
You check all the boxes.
You're welcome. That's just being polite again. So there you go. Top 5 things that make people attractive. If you want to hear what didn't make the top 5 list, you could join us youtube.com/beefvegan. More Beef Vegan Presents coming up after Metallica on Rock 102.1. Clear. Yep. Wow. I know. There's sometimes I read through some of these lists where I'm like, well, then what's the big problem?
Why are you single?
Yeah, I'm checking off all these boxes, man. It should be like, knocking down my door. Like, whoa.
Batting them away.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you're getting that aggressive. I feel for you.
Look at that empathy.
Have you ever dated anyone with a lazy eye?
I haven't.
Oh, so you're a bigot. Okay, so here are the top 5 lists that didn't happen. Good morning. Good to see you, Bella. There you go. Jokes all day long. That's right. Dropping facts. Being nice to homeless. And the bums. That's what she said. Lisa. Okay. Here's what didn't make the list, if you were wondering. Coming in at number 6 was they enjoy reading books. And this is why I narrowed it down to a top 5.
I was gonna say, do you check number 6? I don't know.
I will say this. I did listen to an audiobook recently. It was an autobiography, so it wasn't anything too mind feeding, but you know, I was like, oh, this is actually good. I mean, I listen to enough podcasts that I should listen to more books and,
Yeah.
you know, go on Spotify. I do premium anyway. So, like, yeah, let me get some audiobooks in there and just nerd it up. So I will. Coming in 2024, the nerdisms of Beef Vegan. It's going to grow. Maybe my vocabulary will grow as well.
Yeah.
Number 8, they do the right thing, even if it makes them look bad. Yep. Like someone said, decent people will only do what's expected, but good people will go the extra mile and do the right thing, even when no one's watching.
Yeah, no one watching. That's a big one.
Yeah. Now, I do good things all the time, but I wait until eyes are on me, even if it's a lazy one. See that? There you go. That's me giving money. This guy needs some money. Wait. Hold on. You'll get your money. Just calm your grubby hands. Just wait till that girl over there sees it. Oh, there she is. Okay. Here you go. Hope this feeds you for a week.
Is it a 20 or a 10?
Oh, it's a 1.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm hoping that there's some kind of like government assistance that could help out there, but she don't know that. You know, from far away, you know, 1 could look like a 20, it could look like 100.
It
And
could.
she just can't see the other 2 zeros that follows.
Mm-mm.
And then as soon as she turns around, give me that fuck. Okay. The ability to adapt to any situation and not allow adversity to get to them.
Oh,
That's my job.
that is your job.
Yeah. Adversity is my middle name. In fact, in my meeting, they said, you know, sometimes you could be your worst enemy. And I'm like, I agree.
Accurate.
Yeah, accurate as hell. And everyone has that opinion of me almost immediately. So, yeah, I'm learning. I'm growing. We'll get there. And finally, someone said, this is controversial, but I look favorable on people who are friends with their exes or at least don't talk unreserved crap about them. And I tried.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're just blocking me. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to be as civil and nice as possible. And there are some for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's not always possible or healthy.
80% you check off. So, right? Like 70 to 80%?
100% of the top 5. And again, that's why, you know, you want to share for 2 reasons. It's, you know, more attention grabbing when you do a number and it's a shorter list on the air, you know, for the ADD and whatnot. But then also, you know, just to make sure I was 5 for 5. All the other things as it goes down the list, it doesn't necessarily, yeah.
It's the top 5 that matters.
Absolutely. If you're creme de la creme, and those are the things you're checking, what's better, the top 5 or the bottom 5?
Top 5.
Exactly. You know, so if I checked off all the bottom 5, be like, yeah, this is why people swipe left on you and not right. I believe that's what it is. I mean, I haven't been on any dating websites forever, ever since I got banned from Tinder, actually.
No, you got the ban.
Yeah. Which is a red flag, possibly? I don't know.
No.
You know what? It's a red flag, sending unsolicited dick pics. And of course, nobody likes those. There was a woman who got revenge on somebody who sent her unsolicited dick pic, and I got screenshots to prove it.
That's good.
Yeah, this is pretty funny. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm
You
good.
should save it and like put googly eyes on it and then like make it into like put a top hat on it.
Well, here's what she did. Her name's Becky Holmes. And she's the author. She just published a book this year called Romance Scams called Keanu Reeves is Not in Love with You. All right. Did you know, we just shared this stat last week, that people over the age of 60, they fell for and attributed to some kind of like 60 billion, like a few $1 billion they were scammed out of last year in America alone.
Yikes.
Yeah. So yeah, but I'm saying people over 60, not people.
Yes.
Yeah, but you were an online victim as well. So yeah, a lot of scamming online is big business. And so, you know, she wrote a book about romance scams called this, but she's also trolling creepy dudes who send her unsolicited photos of their junk. For whatever reason, this happens a lot. And I don't understand what the motive is to do so. Right. There's screenshots from recent back and forth and that are trending online. On her birthday, a guy DM'd her a shot of his junk after sticking it through a happy birthday sign. Thinking this will get her, right? But instead of blocking him, she made him think he had a serious illness, which is amazing. Right? So here's what some of the stuff she said. Okay. All right, so let me read this from the top. You know, and that's actually not the first thing that she said. So she basically was saying he had like gangrene or the bubonic plague.
Honest stuff.
Yeah, on his stuff. And look at this guy who's kind of like fat, Actually, when I saw it at first, I was like, is it me? Not too hot. But, so she went on to say, no, itching is a sign of something healing. And when a spot in that position doesn't itch, it means it's likely to be spreading poison, what we call silently. And this would actually trick me, And so this dummy was like, oh, what is specific about that position? Poison? It's a spot. I've never been bitten or scratched by anything. It's not even noticeable. And she goes on to say, Greg, you're really worrying me here. The fact that you haven't noticed being bitten or scratched is even more concerning. This could mean that it's coming from further within your body. He goes on to say, I don't even know what that means. I'm going to take a pic of that area. Maybe it's just that pic. And she went on to say, okay, that's a good idea. And he sent this picture, right? And she wanted to say, I can't see anything. And he said, shit. Question mark. That's a good thing. I can't see any spots. It's not a good thing. I'm so sorry, Greg. Okay, so he said, I can't see anything.
And she says,
shit. Yeah. And it's like, wait a second, that's a good thing. It's like, it's not a good thing. I'm so sorry. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Greg, I'm so sorry. It's going to be a really difficult few months for you. And then he went on to say, what the fuck does that even mean? Look, I'm okay. There's nothing there.
Oh, that's so good.
Amazing, right? So she's having a blast with him. Now, he eventually replied back saying that he showed the picture to his cousin, who didn't see anything alarming besides what? The penis? But he added that she's not an expert like you. Now, the whole thing happened a while back, but she reposted it after the same guy sent her another unsavory picture of himself. This time, she tried to convince him that he contracted the bubonic plague, but he was a little more skeptical and said that he'll look into it just in case. So, yeah. Now, she tweeted out these all these screenshots. Yeah. So here is, I'll show you what Becky looks like real quick.
Really?
Good, yeah. Yeah, Becky's a good looking woman here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good picture. And so let's see. Oh, these are other screenshots, I guess. She put people on blast all day long. So I guess the moral of the story is don't send a dick pic to Becky, dude. Yeah. Rocking the beer gut for sure. Interesting, right?
Yeah, that's pretty genius, though.
Yeah, well, next time somebody does that to you, which you don't have social media.
I've had a dry spell. Well, I have my old Facebook, right? And I used to get plenty there, but I've been so inactive for so long. It's pretty Sahara Desert-ish. Not a lot going on in that message inbox.
I get it. Yeah, I don't know. You just got to get back online. Trust me, there's people who watch the show that are like, when's Mari gonna get social media? Not that they'll send pics, but that's how we got them in the past. I know.
Or the content. I should have social media, but
yeah, to get some dirty DMs and everything else that people know and love. Yeah, and sometimes, in fact, actually, don't even do one of yourself. Now you can do like AI images. Put up like a mock page and and throw out some thirst traps and see what kind of bait you get.
Like, what kind of thirst trap?
Something like a picture of like a cleavage picture, and saying
AI
something
boobies?
thirsty. Yeah, with AI boobies, and then say,
Hey guys,
I don't know.
Hope you're having a great day.
Yeah. Here's something to perk you up, and then yes.
All right, I'll get Rico on it right away.
Right. Let's see. Snoop Dogg, you coming, right? It's my son. It's Levi's birthday. No. And Snoop Dogg didn't post it, but yeah, I mean, he's coming, but I don't think he's going to care about Levi's birthday. But happy birthday, Levi, on December 28th. I get some weird comments here. I posted the official announcement from Arizona Bowl, Kim and Deer, on our Instagram page. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, on my Instagram page, and well, I haven't shared it yet, but on the KFMA Instagram page, which is good. So I have a segment about Karens that I want to talk about. There's 2 stories about Karens I'm going to talk about, but I also had a Karen song made up called Crazy Karens, but I haven't heard it yet. So I want to hear like which one is like good. You want to hear it?
Wait, you made it do it?
Let's just say yes, me. Okay, but we all know by now, right? I got this. I just made this, Mari.
Oh, wow. You're talented.
Thank you. All right, so let's listen to Crazy Karen's here.
Walks into the room, causing a scene. With her eyes rolling and a look so mean, she demands to see the manager making a fuss. She's the
On, that's super poppy.
Karen walks into the room, causing a scene. With her eyes rolling and a look so mean, she demands to see the manager making a fuss.
All right, maybe that one. So which one? Let's see.
The second one.
Okay.
That's a bop.
It's a bop. Okay, I'm gonna do
You're
it.
focused.
Yeah, well, because I'm gonna do an indie rock song about Karen.
Oh.
See if that goes. Second one is a bop though. And now just a little snippet. Scotty doesn't know style. Ooh, you know what? You can't be specific on songs, or this program will be like, that's plagiarism. And like, hey, look, robot, you're technically plagiarizing society. So I wouldn't be so strict about it, but they are.
Rude.
Yeah. Okay. So gritty indie rock, which is rebellious, a song called Karen Meltdown. All right, let's hear a little bit of this.
In a world of chaos, she makes a scene. Karen's got a fire, she's fueled by caffeine. She thinks she's entitled to take control, but her complaints just make her.
Okay, or this.
In a world of chaos, she makes a scene. Karen's got a.
All right, out of those four. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA, it's Beef Vegan Presents. Pick 1 through 4, Mari.
I want to go 2 still.
You're gonna go with number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was your song. Okay, so we're picking which song it will be best for a Crazy Karen segment, because Karen still be carrying. Or nope, that's not how you say it, but Karen still be Karens. And with that, I have a couple stories about some real life Karens who made headlines this week. Okay. Before we get into that, I might as well debut a theme song about the Karens. And it goes a little something like this. This is Mari's pick.
Karen walks into the room, causing a scene. With her eyes rolling and a look so mean, she demands to see the manager.
Let's speak to the manager.
She's the queen of entitlement. That's Karen's cuss. She complained about the noise like it's all about her.
Yep.
But everybody's fed up, they're starting to blur. She's got 1,000 problems, none of them real. Making mountains out of molehills, it's her only deal. Karen, why you gotta act so crazy? Always playing false, running everyone hazy. Karen, it's time to let it go. Maybe try some kindness, just go with the.
All right, so there you go. See, that's Karen. That's just an example. And I actually made this song using these headlines. First and foremost, the first Karen story is about a dude who called his Karen mom when he was cut off at the bar when they refused to serve him anymore. And this man, who's 24 years old, called up his mommy and said, "Mom, they won't let me drink anymore. Help." So she came down, pointing fingers at everyone's faces and saying, "Look, my son is a good man. He hasn't done any drugs. He hasn't broken a glass. He hasn't started a fight. You need to give him more pints."
Oh my gosh.
Of course, the bar did not take well to this, not only laughing at the Karen and the young man who we'll call Steve. They assume that Steve will never step foot in the bar again after the public humiliation, because the bar then posted it online and told the entire story. So about that first Karen. So
Yikes.
yeah, I know. I got another Karen song here. Let's do this one.
She makes a scene. Karen's got a flyer. She's fueled by caffeine. She thinks she's entitled to take control, but her complaints just make her lose her soul. Raging in the aisles, throwing a fit. Karen's got a problem. She just can't quit.
All right, so I'll give you an example of Karen's problem that just can't quit. An Australian Karen complained about airplane noise by her house by calling the 911 equivalent out there.
Oh my gosh.
21,000 times last year.
21,000 times.
That's right. It was reported the unidentified woman, who we'll call Karen, filed more than 21,000 complaints about noise from airplanes flying overhead just in 2023 alone.
Whoa.
Yeah, that tally accounted for more than half of all complaints in the entire country of Australia.
Wow.
So she is Australia's Super Karen from Perth, Australia.
God, nonstop calling. That's a lot of time to dedicate to that.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, you have no other time throughout the day to do anything else. So there you go. A couple Karen stories along with a couple Karen theme songs. Let's hit the reset. Be back to your beef tip after these words. Rock 102.1. Clear. Still working on it. Oh, I'm sure we'll get
it.
Yeah, 21,000. Let's do the math on that. All right. So let's say 21,000 divided by 365, right? Divided by 365, boom, 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 equals about 57 times a day.
Wow. And then 24 hours in a day, so you're calling how many times an hour?
Right. Well, let's divide that by, let's assume she sleeps 8 hours a day.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Okay. So let's divide it by 16. Assuming she doesn't have a job. No, that couldn't be right. Maybe I messed that up. So 57 divided by 16. Yeah, I guess 3 times an hour.
Oh.
3 times an hour for 16 hours.
Wow.
Say it's a work shift, right? So 57 divided by 8, then that's 7 times an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, so every 8 minutes. Like, is there that many planes flying into Perth? Probably. It's a big country. Perth, Australia just hosted a WWE premium live event, so that was good. Backlash was in France this weekend. They had another premium live event there, and France was like wicked loud. They were so rabid, it really made that show super fun. So WWE right now is like on fire.
Ooh, I love Rhea Ripley. Is it Rhea?
Rhea, and she's injured right now, so you're not going to see her for a minute.
Oh no, I just got into it.
I know.
And her theme song with Motionless in White, it was so good.
I know. And you know what? And Motionless in White, of course, they love the association with Rhea Ripley because, it kind of blew them up even more amongst wrestling fans. So, and they got to perform at WrestleMania, which was in front of like 80,000 people live. Yeah. With like over 1 million people watching from around the world. So, yeah, it's a good show. So, yeah, it was a good pay-per-view, but they're super loud. In fact, actually, let's see if I can pull up an example that won't get me flagged
of WWE,
of the crowd. Yeah. In Backlash, because again, this is in France. Backlash France is one of the hashtags. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, you're gonna hear this, which is nuts, dude. Let's see. Oh, which one is a good? Okay, here we go. All right, so this crowd is chanting and sharing this tab instead. Can you see it?
No.
All right, hold on. Okay, you're gonna see this and check this out, dude. And they're so frantic that the hard camera kept bouncing and they're super loud. All right.
He looks like he's jumping up and down. He's hopping around all seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, stop making me look like I'm having a good time.
I know. It's like he's hopping, but miserably hopping.
Yeah, miserably hopping. So they were singing along to everything, right? And so loud. Here's Randy Orton's theme that they were singing. You can Here comes the chorus. They're all friends too.
Wow.
That's like the sound of like I think it was something like 15,000 or something sold out. Just singing it like a madman. They also did taunts, doing songs.
Still, after all these years, wildly popular in Europe.
Just so much, so it made it so much fun, and also added probably an extra hour to the show of just like the crowd hijacking the show. So this is one of the reasons why WWE has been on this like run because it's become this like global force of entertainment where when they're finding out when they're going to different places that there's such a rabid fan base. It makes the American fan base look tame in comparison. It's like, and they're like, yeah, we're going to come back to France. Fuck. Yeah. In fact, if you're a country out there and you want the Triple H is saying this, if you want, a WWE to come to you, act like France. Act like these maniacs who are like have an energy at 11 before they even walk through the door and then stay crazy through the 4-hour wrestling show.
Yeah.
Because it makes it like everything easier on the performers, everything else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, better than the pillow fighting championship that we saw.
I thought that looked fun though. I'd do it.
The crowd was not into it. You want to do a pillow fight?
Yeah, I could do that.
I'll do a 360 on you so hard, drop you down.
No, I'm gonna use a body pillow, so you're toast.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you.
They were using tiny pillows.
They were. They basically looked like handbags, right? So
grocery sack.
Yeah, they were like recycling grocery sacks that they were using for the pillow fight. What was crazy about that though, like when I used to do pillow fights as a kid, my best friend John was a dick, and he would take the pillow and he would pack this shit so tight at the bottom that it was like a rock. And so I'm my first like 4 concussions were probably through John and his pillow fighting.
Really?
I would cry fight him so hard. This is like when we're 9, 10. I would be bawling, screaming, trying to murder him with a pillow. And he would laugh, and then with his souped up, not legal in any PFC type of league, hardcore pillow, would be like, bap! And then I'd see stars. Wake up and be like snot coming down my nose, like, fucking, I'll kill you. Like that's what you could expect with your boys growing up.
I mean, already they like to wrestle, so.
Yeah, and the fact that you still breastfeed them means they're going to lose fucking pillow fights too.
No. It's good for them. You're just
let's see, Bella, what are you saying? I just turned into a dinosaur. Wrong superpower. Good day, everyone. Can't fight the urge to eat my phone. All right, Bella.
What kind of dinosaur?
Yeah, what kind of dinosaur? That's a good question.
There's lots of types.
Yeah, and also,
Brontosaurus?
what kind of party favors?
T-Rex?
Yeah.
T-Rex.
Nope, she's a dinosaur. There's this kind of it's a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the only dinosaur you would want to be. You could be a dinosaur.
Which we learned recently from science that scientists speculate that the T-Rex is no smarter than an alligator. So
just a big old alligator?
Yep.
With small little arms?
With small arms. So didn't even know what to do with the small arms. Like, meh. All right, well, that's almost all the time we have. Thank you guys for watching.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, we got a beef tip that I will share with you here. And this is a resume hack, which is brilliant and necessary in 2024. So this beef tip is going to help you get a better job.
It's going to blow your mind.
Yep, let's do it. Rock 102.1 KFMA, it's Beef Vegan Presents. That was Everclear. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for the show, Mari. I know, I'm sad too. But before we leave you and pass it over to Robin Nash, where she has opportunities for you to win tickets for Slipknot, just know that tomorrow morning, Rico and I will have a concert announcement around 7 o'clock, and we'll be giving away tickets to a concert that we're going to announce before they go on sale this next Friday at 10 a.m. So that's happening. Razor's going to have those Slipknot tickets too. So just keep listening to Rock 102.1 for plenty of chances to win. But before we leave you, it's time for your beef tip. And if you're looking for a job, then you need to use this resume hack because it's brilliant and necessary in 2024. A woman recently went viral on TikTok because of this. And it's weird because you have to go through these links, and it all hinges on the fact that companies use AI to filter out job candidates now, right? So they're super lazy on that. So here's the hack. If you want your resume to be picked by the AI algorithm, just copy the entire job description and paste it somewhere into your resume in the tiniest font possible.
What?
Then make that font white so it's invisible to the human eye. But AI, they'll be able to see it. And it will have all the keywords that it's looking for.
Wow.
And yes, and your resume will go straight to the top that potential employers will see, and that will give you a better chance of getting your job.
Ooh, that's helpful.
Yes, that's a legit beef tip. I hope you guys use it and get the best job you ever had in your life. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you, Mari, for coming in.
Thank
And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. But we're out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon a side of beef,
Educating today.
soon will come an end to all your
Thank you.
grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.